Hi guys, it's Megan. I've been noticing since I started working just 4 hours every weekday that it's more likely that like every day kind of starts to feel the same. And it's interesting that I didn't necessarily feel that way all the time when I was full time. I almost thought it would be the opposite because that gives me 4 more hours every day to do whatever I want. But I am always like, I'm a very routine driven person, so I kind of end up doing the same thing every day, and I sort of like feel like that's my comfort zone. And maybe the reason I didn't quite feel like that so much when I was full time is that that was more of a dynamic job, and now my part-time role is really just almost entirely administrative, which I like in some ways. I like the comfort of it and the routineness of it. And the other big component is that I really wanted this to be a break, like a big mental break for me to have these 4 hours to put into, I guess what I'll call self-care. Like I really wanted to rebuild my my life mentally and emotionally because I had just been feeling like so depressed, so drained, so frustrated, just really burn out for so long. And I've talked before about how I have struggled with like TV specifically since going part-time. Like it's so easy to like just binge watch television, and unsurprisingly that doesn't usually make me feel that great. There's nothing wrong with it sometimes, and it might be different for you, but for me, it's like if I let myself do just exactly what I want to do in a given moment, I'm not going to be happy. So as long as I just want to sit and watch TV for hours and hours, it's going to make me like more miserable in the long run. I've talked about that socially too. Like I don't want to go out tonight, but I'm going to do it, and it's probably going to be way more fun and rewarding than what I would have done had I not gone anywhere. And I think that's one of the reasons why I've been in like a much better mood this holiday season, because it's been jolting me out of my routines. There's always been something to do, places to go. I saw family for several days. And I think like in previous years, the holidays just would have stressed me out, or even depressed me. But it's been nice to pull me out of this like complacency that I think I've kind of found in the past few months. I don't regret making like a lot of effort to improve my mental health. I think I have. I think now I'm just kind of learning a different way to do it. And a big part of that is like kind of time blocking my free time. So instead of saying like, okay, I'm gonna sit and watch, this entire show, I say, okay, I'm going to watch an episode or even 2 episodes, and then I'm going to bake cookies or something. This probably sounds absolutely insane. If you, like most people, have a very busy life where you are working and eating and exercising and seeing your friends, and like there's not enough time to do everything. I remember that feeling. It's just not where I am right now, since I have this extra time in the day. So it's like I'm scheduling my hobbies. I found it to be really helpful because it like gives me a cohesive day. Like it gives me time to start and finish things, and I can like do the routines that I want to do, like my Duolingo streak. That's very important. But also work in some like spontaneity. Like tonight, I am going to, I don't know, do my nails or like knit or something for a couple of hours. Those are bad examples because I would do those watching TV, which is something I'm trying not to do so much. Or like I'm going to go to an animal shelter, something that either gets me out of the house or has me doing something a little bit different than what I'd already determined to be my self-care routine. And like, fills those hours in what I feel like is a more meaningful way than if I just said, okay, I'm going to do whatever I want for 4 hours. That might sound like not a very important distinction, but like I've been taking way fewer naps since I started doing this. Because it's not like I have this whole afternoon to just like free ball it, so I don't get as tired. I'm like more energized. Part of that too, I think, is just improving physical health. Like I said, my heart rate's gone down, my VO2 max has gone up, both of which I measure with my, God, I can't talk today, with my Apple Watch. I am seriously more hydrated, more moisturized, and more in my lane than I have ever been. I do still love a good routine, though. I love a routine and ritual. They're important to me, and I've developed kind of a lot over the past couple months. So it's not all me trying to like shake out of this. I think it's more like a lot of my rituals and routines that I've set up the past few months have been like self-care for like stress. And I don't have as much stress anymore. So they kind of get old. I don't really need to de-escalate myself so much. Some of the routines that I've started that I really like that I'm keeping are like having my special drinks around. Like every night I'll like, I guess it's not always the same, but like I will, a lot of times lately I've been like reading before bed. So I'll like curl up with my book and my cat and have like a cup of tea, but not the same cup of tea every night, like a different one, or like make a mango lassi in the blender, breaking out the blender. Damn, that's a special night, or like have a bowl of fruit or something like that, or take a really long shower. I love a long shower. To kind of like get me vibing, I guess. I feel like this podcast episode is all over the place. It's like, I like routines, but also I have too many of them, but also I'm not letting these go. Also it's all like, is this boring? I think I might be boring. I feel like when you go like visit, like when I would visit my grandma at like a senior center, and she would be telling me like what they ate that day and like who won bingo the other night, and it's like, I guess that's who I am now because I'm partially like living this retired life. So my stories are just, they're getting kind of boring. If you want to hear more about my routines and self-care / relaxation rituals, let me know. I'm going to jump off that topic for right now. Anyway, what do I want to say? Oh, so something that's really interesting, I think, with this holiday season is that it is very difficult for me to talk about work right now because I still haven't told anybody that I'm part-time other than like a handful of people. But the majority of my family has no idea. So I'm seeing these people and like sharing dinner and playing games or whatever. And it's like holiday small talk is just the worst. I hate it. I would rather not. But it's like you have to do it. And the first question, or one of the first questions, is always like, how's your job? How's work? And I like try not to lie. Like I do tell them how work is going because I do work. And I can like give a little update on my boss and my coworkers, that kind of thing. It hasn't gone any deeper than that. But I feel like if someone were to ask me about like specific projects or something, or like if I'm still struggling with like I think I might have to lie. And maybe I should just be honest with everybody, but it just seems like such an innocent like thing to have to lie about, I guess, if I do have to lie, because like I just know that the people that I haven't told wouldn't get it. Or I'd have to get like super personal into like at least a high level overview of my finances. And if it's not someone I'm comfortable talking about going part-time with, or like my emotional and mental well-being with, I sure as shit don't want to talk to them about that. And there are some people that I think like would understand. They would understand like the pull to do something like this, like where you either step back from work or take a sabbatical entirely. Like I do think there are people who would get it. And maybe I'm missing out on that connection. But I also know that there are a lot of people in my life who believe in the value of work for work's sake. And I don't even know that I disagree with that. Like I do in some, like when it comes to a corporate job, I mean, please. But in terms of like physical, mental labor and improving your body and your mind and the way you interact with the world, like I do know what they're talking about, I think, in sort of I don't want to say inherent value, but like what meaning work can bring to your life. But it's not like a moral thing to me. Like I don't think you have to work to be a moral person, and I know for sure that many people in my life and in the world do think that. And you know, like if I were a parent and I were taking time off work to be with my child, like nobody would really care. But I guess that's a bad example because that would be a lot of work. Raising a child's a lot of work. So that would still be like a full-time job and more. But I kind of feel like I am doing things like I'm just improving myself and not like a business or another person, you know? Like that's important work too. So yeah, if you've got like a good holiday lie or just a like a tactic to throw them off the scent, let me know. I'm like I said, I'm actually feeling pretty upbeat about this holiday season. Part of that is just like I think being in a more supportive relationship than I've been in before. But I'm also just like I think mentally and physically, emotionally healthier than I have been. I still have a lot of work to do though. There's still like many things that could be better before I try to find another job. So that's something I'm going to tackle starting in January. Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to start looking for jobs this year? Am I going to like take a full-time job at my current employer again? Do I want to do more contract work? Do I want to keep like, do I feel like I'm ready for that? Do I still like want to do this other work on myself part-time instead of going all back in on like investing and living with like a much looser and forgiving budget, for example. I don't know. I'm just trying to get to the end of the year right now and enjoying the ride. Okay, I can't think of anything else that I wanted to add to that, and I have a feeling this was really boring. So if you did not think this was really boring, leave a review. And let me know what you want to hear. Drop a rating. That would be awesome. I got like the spot, is it Spotify? Yeah, Spotify Wrapped, I think. Well, I got that like personally, but I also got it for this podcast, and it was hilarious to see that I'm like the number one podcast for like, I don't know, a handful of people. It's not very many, but holy shit, even like just being on the top of one person's list, that's insane. If you did think this was boring, you can DM me on Instagram. Don't leave a review because I don't want a mean review. But you can DM me on Instagram. I am bitch.fires. Let me know what you want to hear about that might be more interesting. If this is like I don't know, if going part-time is like something that you're thinking about or are interested in, or like the idea of a sabbatical is appealing to you, I can talk out of my ass about pretty much anything. So no worries there. Happy to accommodate. Okay, I hope you're doing well. I hope that the holidays are going easy on you. If this is a particularly depressing or emotional time, I don't let this episode fool you. I have been there many times, and I feel for you, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, love you, bye.